Okay, let me just take you back a bit. From what you said, National Assembly is supposed to do three things: make laws, represent the people, right, and
yes.
oversight. Now, I'm sure the Constitution, the writers of the Constitution took into cognizance the fact that Nigeria is a large country, and to gather everybody together to look at things might not work, so they need a representation. And these people are there to represent the people. So if they sit down and have a conversation on a new constitution, you think that's not binding?
You see, the National Assembly, like I said, is incapable politically to give us a new constitution.
Alterations notwithstanding.
No, the alteration is panel-beating. But what I'm saying here that the National Assembly itself will be a victim of restructuring. That is when restructuring, the kind of restructuring Nigerians are asking for, is such that the National Assembly may well be either cut down to a unicameral, legislative body, or what would you call it, a part-time thing.
So
and these are things that the National Assembly does not want. So they would like to run around the current constitution, panel-beating it here and there and all of that, and thereafter they come back with something. But we are saying, no matter how you do it, it will not work. The reason is that it is skewed in a manner that, for instance, the Southeast, over and above what appears to be a militant version, variant of their own part of restructuring, the Southwest and all of that. If you take these items of restructuring to the National Assembly, the population, okay, the numbers, let me use that word, the number in the National Assembly, we have always known that it's either the northern part of the country is either resistant or reluctant about the restructuring.
But just
now they are now coming in.
We just heard them say that that's not a true representation of the fact.
You can say so, but you see, a few people are coming in and embracing restructuring. But up till now, they have, let me use the word reluctant. I would not say resistant, because initially they were resisting it. But now they are reluctant. But some of them are coming in gradually. But if for any reason, an item of restructuring that the Southeast or the Southwest, for instance, wants to put across to the National Assembly, all they require is to vote it down. That is why you notice that a number of people will say, go through your legislators, go to the National Assembly, whatever you want in restructuring.
But that's right, isn't it?
It is a mischievous proposal.
How so?
You know, those days in politics, before we restructured, or at least, worked on the electoral adjudication, it used to be, they rig you out in an election, they say go to court. By the time you go to court, because at that point in time, it will take forever for the court to, give a determination on the matter. The man who rigged the election would have served out. That is what is playing out now. They tell you, go to the National Assembly, take your proposal to the National Assembly. Knowing that the National Assembly, it will not pass through. Look at the ease with which they shut down the devolution of power. Look at the ease with which they shut down the Southeast Development Commission. Before the thing was about to take off, it was already on the ground.
But if
numbers.
But if people lobby properly, why can't it pass?
Let me not tell you, the Nigerian case is not even a case of lobbying, it's a case of begging. Bayelsa, for instance, has 5 people in the House of Representatives. 5 people. Compare it with Kano, for instance, that has 24 people. 24. Bayelsa has 5. Combined by Kano, for instance, with Kaduna, you make 40. Because Kaduna has 16. Would that be lobbying? It's begging. You have to beg for your project to go through, for your idea to go through. So, in other words, that's even the structure we're talking about. That structure that makes it impossible for this other person to be able to have his way because of numbers.
If I could follow up on that.
Must be changed.
If they have a higher population than Bayelsa, are you saying they have equal representation in terms of numbers? How logical is that?
Well, today is not the day we can make an argument or we can discuss population. Because you see, there is something that is unusual about the Nigerian population. The West, all through West Africa, the demographic structure is that there are less people in the arid area and more people in the rainforest area. That is how it operates all over the world. And in West Africa, that is also how it operates. What you see, there are less people in the northern part of all the countries in West Africa. It is only in Nigeria that there are more people in the north and less people in the south. So that is a discussion for another day.
Which is what the figures say anyway. But
sure.
If I could speak to one of the points you also raised about reluctance or not agreeing, but we also have heard some of them say, look, it's a misrepresentation of the position or impression they have of the North, because what some of them say is that, for instance, if it were to be a national conference or any of such groups, they raise concerns saying, look, some of those members, they have said, if you wanted people to come forward, they have to come via elective means and not selective. You don't just select people and then you have a meeting, you call it a conference, and you want people to go and represent and say, well, this is what you agreed. Some of them have interrogated that, saying, look, if they were not elected, how democratic is that?
You see, you know, I was one of the people who spoke against the national conference before 2000, at least around 2004, before they convened. One of the arguments I made was that it was going to be riotous, that people would throw chairs at each other and broken heads will come out of that and all of that. But at the end of the day, with the manner the thing went, the quality of persons that represented Nigeria from all walks of life, from all sections of the country, and from all professions, as it were. The thing, I don't know what settled in the heads of Nigerians at that point in time, and they came out with very beautiful recommendations. About 600 of them. Yes, so we know that this government does not